before we dive into this matchup a little bit further, what we're going to talk about today is a Bears-Cowboys preview, and could the Bears pull off the upset in Dallas? Coming off that upset win up in Foxborough against the Patriots, a dominant win, 33-14 against Bill Belichick and the boys, which prevented Belichick, by the way, for passing George Halas in all-time wins for NFL head coaches for second all-time. So shout out to Flus and the boys for pushing that back for at least one more week. But could the Bears pull off the upset? We will explore this on today's show. And hey, if you're fired up over the last win and excited for this weekend's game, get the Bear Downs going in the comments section. I want to see 500, hell, 1,000 people type Bear Down. And yes, you can type it more than once. It's not like YouTube prevents you from typing something more than once. So spam Bear Down below if you're fired up after the last win and looking forward to this game against the Dallas Cowboys. Today's Bears versus Cowboys preview is presented by LinkedIn Talent Solutions. LinkedIn Talent Solutions is going to help you grow your small business by finding the right candidates. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That is linkedin.com/NFL Daily. I'll tell you about some of the perks later on in the show for getting started with LinkedIn Talent Solutions, because like us at Chat Sports, growing our small business into a bigger business, you can do the same, and getting the right people is absolutely critical. All right, coming up. Preview, Week 8. Let's go. Big win against the Patriots. Now you got another opportunity against the Dallas Cowboys, who, look, this is an upward level in competition. I couldn't find the right word there. I mean, New England's decent, but the Cowboys have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Second in scoring defense, 22nd in scoring offense, but remember, Cooper Rush has played 5 of the 7 games. Not that Dak Prescott's been great. We'll talk about that in a minute, but this is going to be a different level of challenge for Chicago. Cowboys are 10-point favorites for a reason. It's down in Arlington. Over-under set at 42.5 points. Weather conditions will not come into play either, as AT&T Stadium is in a dome. Sometimes they open the roof, but they're not going to do that if there's any weather concerns whatsoever. Let's take a look at how these teams have gotten here, then we'll get to some keys to pulling off the upset. Bears started off 2-1, as you guys know, the win over the Niners and Texans with a loss to the Packers squeezed in between. And then the 3-game losing streak had this team reeling, but then as we've discussed the last few days here, a massive, and I mean massive, win over the Patriots on Monday Night Football. Chicago sitting at 3-4. For Dallas, it was an ugly Week 1 loss. Dak Prescott got hurt, and it was panic time. What happens? Cooper Rush comes in, goes 4-1, 4 straight wins over the Bengals, Giants, Commanders, and Rams, and then a loss at Philadelphia before Dak returned to the lineup. 124-6, so they're 5-2, but that game was 10-6, I believe, in the fourth quarter. This was not smooth sailing in Dak's return at home against Detroit, so that gives me some hope that Chicago, a much better defense than Detroit, can hang in this game and have a chance to perhaps steal it in the fourth quarter. Can the Bears pull off the upset? I think they can. I'm not asking you to predict if they will. I think they can. They obviously have to play really good defense, win the turnover battle, do some of those good things, which we'll talk about in our keys to victory. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Can the Bears pull off the upset on Sunday? Let me know what you guys think. All right, some keys to victory to pulling off the upset. I think number one, this is going to be the case anyway, playing against this defensive line, but keep using Fields' legs, intentionally and unintentionally. Unintentionally means when plays break down, Justin, don't be afraid to take off. He had 14 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown against New England on Sunday. He was terrific. 12 designed runs from Luke Getsy for his quarterback, Justin Fields. I loved it. It was very effective. When you have a quarterback that's 6'3", 225 pounds, and runs a 4.4 640, utilize his strengths. And it's up to Fields to avoid some major hits on some of those, but you got to be willing to run him some because he's just so good at it, and it opens everything up within the offense. And hey, when you go up against this front, whether it's designed runs or plays breaking down in the passing game, having to use your legs, you got to do those things because Micah Parsons, he's coming. DeMarcus Lawrence, Dorrance Armstrong. This is a hell of a defensive end group. They have some decent defensive tackles as well. Sam Williams rotates in there sometimes. Dante Fowler. I mean, they've got some talented pass rushers. You've got to move Fields around in the run and pass game. I thought Getsy did a good job early on in that game against New England of getting him on some boots, getting him on the edge, kind of those, run-pass options on the edge, if you will. I think you got to do more of that. And if you just design this game plan to have him sit in the pocket, he's probably going to get eaten alive because Dallas is very talented up front. And this offensive line, while it played better against New England, this is going to be a different challenge, I'm afraid, this week. Now, Justin Fields, looking like a good-ish hire for the Bears. We're hoping it becomes an even better hire over time when they drafted him a couple of years ago. But when you grow your small business, it's critical to get the right people. Get going with LinkedIn Talent Solutions, our partners today. They will allow you to post your job posting for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. You just add your job in the purple hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile. Spreads the word that you are hiring. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience, so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It kind of narrows the candidate field and gives you the best chance to find the right people. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs /1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. Get going today by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/NFL Daily. That's linkedin.com/NFL Daily. When I applied to Chat Sports, I found Chat Sports through LinkedIn, and I think it was a good mutual finding for me as a young professional looking to work in this field, and for Chat Sports at the time looking to expand its company. And since then, we've hired about 15 new employees. It's been fun to watch the growth, and it's critical to get the right people if you're running a small business. LinkedIn.com/NFL Daily. Link will be in the comments and in the description. Go get started today and post your job for free. All right, key number 2, stay committed to Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery. The Chicago Bears, I mean, this is kind of crazy to say, have the number 1 ranked rushing offense in the NFL. Number 1, 181 yards per game. That is fantastic. You got to stay committed here. Some of that's Justin Fields obviously running the football, but David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are both doing their thing. Now, Herbert's been more bang for your buck, 6.2 yards per carry. David Montgomery, though, is getting those tough yards. Short yardage. I mean, what was the play against New England where it's second or third and 1, and you think he's stuffed, and he just keeps churning, ends up getting like 7 inside the 5-yard line. He's special in that way, yards after contact. Herbert hits the hole hard. That's what she said, but Khalil Herbert does it as a running back as well. This is a fun tandem right now, and you got to stay committed to him, especially in this game, because you got to control the clock, limit the possessions, keep Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense on the sideline, and you're going to have a chance. You're going to have a chance if you can win the time of possession battle, the field position battle, and obviously the rushing battle as well, because Dallas also likes to run the football. Who is the better running back right now? Type DM for David Montgomery, type KH for Khalil Herbert. Again, I like both of these guys. They can both be big-time players for this team. Let me know who you guys like better. Speaking of which, stop the run. Stop the run for Dallas, because they don't run it as effectively as Chicago, but they want to run the football with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. That's what they want to do to set up the pass as well. They're playing kind of ball control football this year as well because they're leaning on that defense. Obviously, that was the formula when Cooper Rush was in the game. Just, hey, be a game manager, run the football with these guys, make timely throws. They'll be willing to take more chances with Dak, but I think they still want to be a run-first football team. And the Bears, early in the season, this was their Achilles heel on defense. They couldn't stop the run. They just held the Patriots to 70 rushing yards. They've had success in the last couple of weeks stopping the run. And if you can limit Dallas to, let's say, 100 yards or less on the ground, that's going to put you in a good position to be successful on Sunday afternoon. Make Dak uncomfortable. I thought there was some rust, in his return against Detroit. He looked pretty rough in his first game when he got hurt, before he got hurt against Tampa. So it's not like Dak has lit it up really at any point this year. Efficient game there, 19-25, 207 and a touchdown, but this is not the Dak who was thrown for 350 a game last year at times in 4 touchdowns. Make him uncomfortable. Stop the run. Put some pressure on him. Change up the looks. Dak didn't have to do too much against Detroit. I think he'll have to do more against Chicago. I think the Bears are a more capable team than the Lions. I really do. So put some pressure on him. See how he responds. He's been clutch at times in his career. He hasn't been clutch at times in his career. Let's see if he can answer the bell, get this game into the fourth quarter with a chance, and see if Dak Prescott can answer the bell. All right, last key here. Jalen Johnson's got to be better than CeeDee Lamb. Jalen Johnson, I think, will shadow CeeDee Lamb for a lot of this football game, and you need your number one corner to do his thing. I'm not saying completely shut him down, but how about 50 yards or less, 60 yards or less? Like, CeeDee Lamb is a very capable player. He's really the only super dynamic player on the outside for Dallas right now. Now, Noah Brown's been a surprise for the Cowboys. He's made some plays. Michael Gallup's still working his way back. He hasn't really been much of a factor yet, but CD is the one guy that kind of scares you in terms of a guy who can, take 160 yards to the house, on a deep crosser or something like that. So, Jalen Johnson, I'm looking at you. Use that technique and do your thing at CeeDee Lamb. You go out there and shut down CeeDee Lamb, that's going to make things complicated for the Cowboys passing attack because they don't have an Amari Cooper like they have in the past. So there you go. Some keys to victory for this Week 8 matchup. Dallas is a 10-point favorite. The over-under is 42.5. I would probably predict Dallas to win a close one. I do think the Bears will cover 10, but I said that last week too. I thought the Bears would cover but lose to the Patriots. I'd love to be proven wrong again. I just think the Cowboys are going to be a little bit more of a tougher task, but hey, I do think the Bears have a chance, whereas last week I didn't give them much of a chance coming off 3 straight losses. Now it's your turn. Now you predict the score of Bears versus Cowboys. Drop those score predictions in the comment section. I'm kind of thinking, 42.5, 10-point favorite. I'm kind of thinking like 24-20 Dallas, somewhere in there. I think it's going to be a close game. I do think the Bears will compete in this one, and I do think they'll have a chance. I really do, and that's all you can ask for, right? You're playing a contending NFC team. Get into the fourth quarter with the chance. That is my request for Chicago this week. If you do that, play well, let the chips fall where they may. So get your score predictions in, and of course we will have a live watch party of this one on Sunday. Probably go live at 11:30 Central Time, 12:30 Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern News Central. So subscribe, join us, turn on those notifications because that way you know exactly when we go live.